Association of Financial Advisors of India. Knowledge Series in association with Resurgent India ICICI Bank presents a virtual seminar on latest updates on RBI FEMA guidelines for exporters. Moderator Mr. K. Gupta, Director, Resurgent India Limited. Mr. K. Gupta is the Director at Resurgent India Limited, specializing in corporate finance and management consultancy for SMEs as well as large corporations, handling substantial financial transactions. He also serves as a task force member for government MoUs and on the grievance committee at Power Finance Corporation. With a 36-year banking background and a tenure as General Manager at Central Bank of India, he holds degrees in economics and bank management. Key speakers: Mr. Gaurang Vaswada, trainer, ex-banker and partner, FEMA Associates LLP. Mr. Gaurang Vaswada is an ex-banker with 35 years of experience in international trade, finance, and foreign exchange. He has held various positions during his banking career, including that of Chief Dealer Forex and Head of International Division at erstwhile Bank of Rajasthan and as Branch Head, Compliance Manager and Subject Matter Expert, SME, Trade with ICICI Bank. At present, he is actively involved in training for trade and forex related subjects in and out of the banks and advising corporates in matters involving FEMA and RBI guidelines. He is also a resource person for the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance, IIBF, and faculty for FEDAI. Ms. Linta Joshi, Trade SME, ICICI Bank. Working with ICICI Bank Trade Finance Department. Overall 9.5 years of banking experience. Currently holding the position of Subject Matter Expert, SME, Trade Finance. Responsible for 1. Guiding bank branches in executing various trade transactions and digital solutions. 2. Monitoring trade service and compliance parameters. 3. Identify process gaps and work towards process improvements.
Good evening, friends. I am again your host, K. Gupta. On behalf of ICICI Bank, Association for Financial Advisors of India, and Research in India, we extend our heartiest welcome to the delegates, to the members of the association, to the banker friends, and entrepreneurs. This is our 11th webinar association with the ICICI Bank. So we hold about 10 webinars and we get a great feedback from our entrepreneurs, from the bankers also. Even certain banks are also approached me to host such programs for their banks also. We're thankful to ICICI Bank and especially our speaker, Shri Gaurang Vaswada, whose feedback we received is excellent. I must acknowledge on behalf of the association and the Research in India also for his in-depth knowledge in respect of export credit. He discussed various subjects from assessment of the working capital limit as a pre-shipment and post-shipment credit, various regulations for the export, ECGC cover, guarantee cover. Almost every subject he covered in last 10 webinars under the series of the associations. Today we are again holding one important webinar, latest update on RBI, FEMA guideline for exporter. I think this is the most important topic. Without FEMA, you cannot export or import. That is important issue. Whether you have a current account for a capital accounts. So we are going to discuss in detail FEMA and export. We are also going to discuss the RBI guideline of submission of the export bills and receipt of export payments. RBI guideline on closure of the bills and payment in EDPMS. We will going to discuss with you what is this EDP. So we are going to discuss all such aspects. Recent up to date, that means export invoices in INR and payment through SRVA accounts, that is rupees, Westro account, and foreign currency accounts abroad by exporters similar to EEFC accounts. Rupees account by a person resident outside India similar to SNRR accounts, that is special non-resident rupees accounts. We are also going to discuss the NRO. What is NRO and how is it affecting the exports? And most important issue which we are going to discuss, the budgetary exports. How the budgetary announcement affecting the export. I think this is a major issue which we are going to discuss. So far, the RBI has allowed 123 correspondent bank from 30 trading partners country to open 156 special rupees destro accounts with 26 Indians promoting trade in local currencies. And as I mentioned, that we are also going to discuss the software RBI launched in 2014, that is Export Data Processing and Monitoring System, that means EDPMS. We're also going to discuss with you the foreign currency accounts amendment, what it mean for the exporters, and what was the rule before, and what changes effect as on date. I will not take much time because expert is with us who has a vast experience in various fields. He is also ex-banker, he's a trainer and partner in Shakespeare Associate LLP. So we are also with us, trade SME from ICICI Bank, Miss Joshi. She will also share her experience with us and what type of facilities being offered by the ICICI Bank to our entrepreneurs. So I hand over this mic, hand over this session to Sri Baswada sir for his thought on this subject. Baswada ji, please.
Thank you, K.K. Gupta sir, for the nice introduction and setting the tone for the seminar. Very rightly said that the importance of FEMA we need to know when we are into exports, we are into cross-border trade. I'm too glad to be here on this forum with ICICI Bank, AFI, Resurgent India for my 11th session. And thank you, sir, for maybe bringing me here and maybe people accepting or people acknowledging the benefit of these seminars. I think that is the purpose for which I'm here. I'll just share my presentation and from there. Updates of FEMA and RBI guidelines for exporters. So the agenda has already been discussed and informed by Gupta sir. And straight away we'll go to the discussion part. Let us first understand why and how FEMA impacts exports and what is there written in FEMA. It is a law, a guideline on exports. We all know that we have come from the regime of Foreign Exchange Regulation Act to a regime of Foreign Exchange Management Act. Just the change of word from regulation to management has changed everything for the businesses, for the users of that foreign exchange in India. The period when we wanted to conserve foreign exchange was a regulatory regime. And maybe Gupta sir would also know, and people would know, that even to travel abroad, drawing $3,000, we need to go to, a businessman was required to go to RBI or approach RBI through AD and get a permit for that. Otherwise, that was not permitted. You leave aside the LRS or maybe individual travel, etc. With $1,000, more than $1,000, you have to go to RBI. From that regulatory regime, we have come to management side of it. It is a major relaxation given in the law. This law was passed by Parliament in 1999 and implemented from 1st of July 2000. Now, what exactly does this say? How do you believe that this does not have more of the regulatory regime and support for the management? The Act says to consolidate and amend the law relating to foreign exchange with objective of facilitating external trade. We want to facilitate trade. We don't want to control trade. That is what the mantra which has been given here. Trade, payments, and for promoting the orderly development of the market. Ultimately, the markets have to develop. Orderly development of market is the day where we want that market should grow, market should have more products, market should have more participants, and it should move in an orderly way. Now, this extends from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, whole of India. Everybody, every institution, unit, partnership, LLP, company, anything registered here, born here, it is applicable to that. Besides that, anything which is owned and controlled by a person resident in India, which is abroad, an office of an Indian company abroad, a subsidiary of an Indian company abroad, or your investment where you have a control abroad, all those companies also FEMA will be applicable. Now, FEMA, it is once approved by Parliament, so we cannot go to Parliament every day for amendments, requirements on the operational side, etc. So under Section 47, RBI has been given this power to make the regulations to carry out the provisions of this Act by issue of various notifications. And also, RBI has the power to issue directions to authorized persons, those who have been permitted to deal in foreign exchange, to conduct modalities to conduct foreign exchange business with customers. Who will conduct the business with customers? Authorized dealer banks or money changers who are authorized. And to implement the regulations. Now, here comes the banking system in the picture when we talk about it. Now, some of the exporters say, sir, हमारा बैंक बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछता है. They want more number of papers. So they have this onus given from RBI. Now, banks are necessarily agents of RBI in the shoes of RBI to see that they support the trade in handling their documents and payments, and also to see that the required compliance is being done. So we have the challenges relating to non-compliance of RBI guidelines, FEMA guidelines, as also non-compliance or maybe missing out somewhere on the AML rules and regulations. Anti-money laundering, EMLA Act, we have got to the. Now, how this export has been defined in FEMA? So FEMA says anything which is export or with grammatical variations or cognate expression means taking out of India to a place outside India any goods, where you're taking outside India any goods, or giving services from India to a person outside India, that will be constituting as an export. Now, why this is so? It says goods and services so supplied out of India must be paid through inward remittances. Why? Now, this is required because we are taking the wealth of the country outside India. And when we are taking wealth outside India, it must be paid. Inward remittances in the form which has been approved, and we'll see what all types of payments can be handled. The onus on the exporter. Every exporter of goods shall furnish to Reserve Bank of India or such authority a declaration in such form or the manner containing true and correct material particulars, including amount representing the full export value. What we are filing now? Shipping bill. Shipping bill is the regulatory declaration which we file. I am wanting to take so and so items. This person, the consigner, the consignee, the shipping company, the BL details, the actual containing true and the correct material particulars, and the value of export. What does it say? I am exporting goods for $10,000, and there is a declaration under it. We will see what declaration it is. Furnish to Reserve Bank any other information. Whenever called for, maybe if whenever bill is not paid, what we are required to give to bank? We are required to give to bank extension request and the follow-up request also. Whatever follow-up has been given, ensuring the realization of the export proceed by such export. Reserve Bank for the purpose of ensuring that the full export value of goods or such reduced value. So it means that if you are not able to bring in the full export value and for any XYZ reasons, any reduced value is received, then there are provisions for that. If it is not done, then RBI may give any directions or determine that what action needs to be taken against the exporter. Every exporter of services shall furnish. Similarly, exporters, we don't have shipping bills, but they need to furnish the declaration as and when required. So now services, largely people are coming under the soft tax regime. I know of a BPO which has got maybe more than 2,000, 2,500 persons, and they are doing servicing of calculation of mutual fund values every day for a US various mutual fund. They are filing soft tax on a daily basis for what they are supporting or supplying there. It has become a control document, and my suggestion to exporters is that whatever cost is there, that is an addition to your normal cost, you should become a member of STPIs and file soft tax wherever permissible. Realization and repatriation, two important words are there. Realize is the bill must be paid by the drawee and those funds could be brought back to India. Where any amount of foreign exchange is due or has accrued to any person in India, if somebody is owing somebody to an Indian resident, then this person needs to take reasonable steps to repatriate those funds to India within the period which has been permitted. What period has been permitted currently? The general permission is there for 9 months for exports to realize, 9 months for everybody. SEZ, non-SEZ, DTA, software, non-software, except for if you are exporting to your warehouse. Own warehouse, it has got 15 months. There is a regulation 14R relating to how payments have to be brought in, which says your payment should come in the convertible currency, except where it is otherwise provided. So Nepal, Bhutan, we have given in rupees, ASU in ASU dollars, or otherwise wherever permitted. We will see the details. Now, this is one master direction on export of goods and services. Although it is said it is addressed to authorized dealers. What authorized dealer is going to ask me as an exporter, I should know. So what does it say? These directions lay down the modalities as to how foreign exchange business has to be conducted by authorized persons with their customers. Now, when the bank will ask me any question, the answer lies there that why the bank is asking. And I would suggest and recommend that all exporters or those who are dealing in exports must have these master directions from time to time. They must update it and download from the website of Reserve Bank. Now, very important declaration in the master direction. It declares that export trade is regulated by DGFT. So, It means that Reserve Bank of India or FEMA is not regulating the trade. The business is regulated by DGFT, which is under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So the policies, procedures, or the maybe various guidelines or notices as issued by DGFT will be applicable whenever you are thinking of export. As also, it says there is no restriction on invoicing of export contracts either in rupees or in foreign currency. You can have your contracts in rupees or in foreign currency. The modalities for payment have been differently given. All export contracts and invoices shall be denominated either in freely convertible currency or Indian rupees, but export proceeds shall be realized in freely convertible currency. It could be Nostro account, freely convertible Vostro account, or etc. in rupee also, except for Nepal and Bhutan. Why? Because Indian rupee is not a freely convertible as yet. Somebody had asked me a question a couple of days back, sir, cryptocurrency payment, whether it is acceptable or not. I still am having my fingers crossed whether cryptocurrency is a valid instrument to carry the money here or there. Can I use the cryptocurrency just as a other debit card or credit card or any other? No. I have my own views. It is not permitted. Now, this is the declaration which an exporter gives on a shipping bill. We undertake to abide by the provisions of FEMA. So whatever I said earlier and whatever rules and regulations have been issued under the master direction, etc., I have given an undertaking that I will abide as amended from title, including realization and repatriation of foreign exchange to it. I have given an undertaking. What is it? It says I am undertaking that I will get this bill realized and the money will come to it. So payment is where FEMA and RBI guidelines. Let us see how bills and payments are controlled and how they impact us and how under FEMA or RBI guidelines we need to take care of that. Now, whenever we are filing our shipping bill, we will file shipping bills to seaports, airports, maybe land boundaries, Nepal, Bhutan, etc. are there, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Then inland container depots are there. ICD at Moradabad, ICD at Kanpur, ICD at Bangalore, ICD at Jodhpur, ICD at maybe Bangalore I have covered, ICD at various places, even Tughlakabad, Delhi. Those ICDs are there. From ICD, the customs takes charge of those goods. Maybe they'll see the container there. It is now handed over to the shipping line. Courier terminals 14, terminal at IGI, Bombay, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, courier terminals are there, Bhopal, and 28 foreign post offices where we have customs post, plus 1001 plus Dark Niryat Kendras. That is hub and spoke model they are adopting. And plus, we also need to file the shipping bill or what we call bill of export for our transactions with SEZ or Free Trade Warehousing Corporation, Free Trade Warehousing Zones. Now, these shipping bills have identifiers. I will file a shipping bill. How will I know who has filed? No, there is a port code. As an exporter, my number is there, IC, importer-exporter code, the AD code, the bank with which I am dealing, and the shipping bill number. Also, the amount, buyer consignee details, and I can view this or monitor this through IceGate or ECCS of the customs, and the customs updates this in the RBI system. Now, all shipments for that matter, whenever I am shipping or doing the exports or taking out the goods through EDI ports, electronic data interchange, the data flows into EDPMS of RBI. Shipment by air, shipment by sea, or shipment by courier. Courier is CSB 5. Commercial shipping bill is courier shipping bill 5. CSB 4 is for samples. We need to take care. Our CHA should not file CSB 4 if it's the commercial exports. And non-EDI, non-EDPMS, currently it is the postal foreign post offices or Dark Niryat Kendra, where we are required to file PB1, PB2, PB. Now here the FEMA comes into picture. Because I made the shipment and a declaration, it comes under the monitoring window. But I need to bring in the money, and for this purpose, it comes into that monitoring tool. Nostro accounts, foreign currency account of my AD bank abroad, ICICI Bank's dollar account with Chase Manhattan Bank New York. Nostro account, maybe Chase Manhattan Bank's rupee account with ICICI Bank India. It's also of a convertible rupee nature. It is funded through convertible rupee. Then NRE account, goods sold to non-residents during their visits to India or otherwise. If they pay through NRE rupee account, that is a convertible rupee. What is not convertible is their NRO account, non-resident ordinary account. It is like in my account or your account, ordinary account. Please don't accept payment. We have got certain issues pending with RBI and nobody is able to decide how to deal with that. Exporter has accepted the payment from NRO account last 10 years back or 12 years back. It is not getting regularized. We are not able to connect with the non-resident also. We cannot unwind the entry. You cannot repay and get fresh funds. All those issues are there. And special non-resident rupee account. Now, these accounts are specially permitted to those non-resident entities, foreign entities, we should say, persons who are not resident of India, to open such accounts here where they have got both inflows and outflows. They have purchases from India and they have sales to India, both sides. So the rupee, instead of every time buying dollars and selling dollars, they can use this account for settlement of exports also. And then with the online world, credit cards, debit cards during visit to India or prepaid card. These cards should be issued abroad and international debit cards and credit. And foreign currency notes and traveler checks. So maybe walk-in customers are there at curio shops, jewelers shop, and handloom emporia. We've got all that emporia complex is there in Janpat. So there, some foreign citizen would walk up and give currency notes or traveler check. That is acceptable. But this currency notes or traveler checks must be surrendered to AD bank and not to AD to money changer. If you are dealing in Middle East, you will find a lot of money coming through rupee exchange houses. Now, exchange houses normally send the remittance. The ceiling there is 15 lakh. ACU mechanism, 9 countries: India, Bangladesh, Maldives, Myanmar, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and Iran. They constitute Asian Clearing Union. Now, Asian Currency Clearing Union, Asian Currency Union has got ACU dollar as a shadow account. It is not any physical dollar or any currency. It is a shadow account which has been there to monitor the transactions of trade. We have excluded Nepal and Bhutan because they are border sharing, porous borders. So we said we will only use Indian rupee. So they are out. Iran is out because money cannot be accepted in dollars or paid in dollars because of OFAC conditions or OFAC restrictions. So Iran is out of that. Now, out of 9, 4 are there, so 5 remain. Now, in Sri Lanka, when the forex crisis was there in 21-22, RBI permitted payments for exports in any convertible currency also. And later on, for Bangladesh, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, they have permitted special rupee Vostro accounts. So now, pure ASU remains only for Myanmar and Pakistan, and we have very little trade with Pakistan as of now, and Myanmar also not. Nepal, Bhutan only in rupees. When you draw invoice in rupee in Nepal and Bhutan, and when you get rupee payments, this is not eligible or considered as pure exports and eligible for any drawback or incentive from government of India. Whereas if you draw a rupee invoice in Iran or for say Bangladesh, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, and if you receive money in SRV, then it is considered. We'll see how it is there. Online payment gateway service provider, the likes of PayPal, Payoneer, or Skype, 25 lakhs per transaction, this is permitted. So PayPal, Payoneer, Skype will have their rupee accounts here. They will collect the money in US and through their rupee accounts pay to your account. And if you have exported under say line of credit granted by Exim Bank or SBI for Sri Lanka, etc., then you need to draw the money from them. Now, special rupee Vostro accounts. Now, special rupee Vostro accounts are something which came up in 22, and we'll see when we see the updates on RBI. Now, the way you receive the payment, we need to create an inward remittance memorandum in EDPMS, and the bank which is receiving the money in your account has to create that IRM, whether in foreign currency or in rupees. So the onus of creating an IRM is with the bank with which I am maintaining my rupee account, whether it is a converted rupee or it is a from foreign currency, or I receive through RTGS, or I receive through rupee from Nepal, etc. Now, shipping bill is pushed, the IRM is created. Now, this is both monitored here. EDPMS, Export Data Processing Management System, is an RBI server, is an RBI tool. On one side, customs is there, which is pushing the shipping bill data. So every day from various ports, airports, courier terminals, etc., whatever data is there for the shipment, that data is pushed into this server by customs at the end of the day. And when we are using AD code, this data is transmitted to banks. Next day morning, they are required to draw down all the data for those customers where their AD code has been used. Banks are also required to push this IRM data as and when IRM is created. And the bill lodgement data is also there. Now, this came into effect from 1st March 2014. So we have the shipping bill data from 1st March 2014, likely in some cases delayed also, because they had not converted into EDI ports even up to 16, 17 in 2016 also in one of the cases I know. As also the payments banks were monitoring, to entire data relating to payments birth till date has been pushed into the system. So we have 2014, prior to that, after that 2002, 1999, 2010, 2018, everything. Now, what does this monitor? It monitors shipping bill, shipments cleared by customs from EDI ports. The data is pushed by customs, and IRM created by banks wherever export-related payments have been received. Now, if I receive money in rupee, until I tell bank that this pertains to exports, bank will not create IRM. So that rupee goes without control in the system, and sooner or later this also will have to be mechanized in such a way that from the originating source, as and when it says this is export related payment, it should go into EDPMS. AD transfer. Now, at times what happens that I have used AD code of one bank and I have received payment in another bank where I am submitting my shipping bill. This shipping bill is only visible to the bank which has its AD code, for which the AD code has been used. So how the other bank will know? So AD bank will pull it. The second bank will pull the shipping bill, and which is known as AD transfer. EFIRC. Now, if I am using the AD code of bank A on the shipping bill and payment is received by bank B, and I have submitted the bill to bank A, then bank A does not know anything about the payment which is pending for which the entry is pending in bank B. So in such a scenario, bank B has to open that entry and issue an EFIRC, electronically move that entry to be visible to all banks, and then bank A can match shipping bill and IRM data and then close that bill. This also has the data, so entire data is there. Now we are able to monitor what is all pending, what goes into overdue bucket. So shipping bills pending for 9 months, more than 9 months go into overdue bucket, whereas IRM pending for more than 12 months go into overdue bucket. This also monitors when we close the shipping bill, short receipts, write-off, extension of bills, etc. So whatever is being tinkered with that, it will monitor. It has got a separate data. Now, hitherto, the BRC till last February was issued purely on the basis of the data with the closure of shipping bills and IRM in EDPMS. Now, it has moved to DGFT website. So generation of BRC has now moved to DGFT website, but for that also I need both these entries, shipping bill and IRM. I need both these entries. Shipping bill is already there. because customs has pushed, but IRM may or may not be there. If IRM is not created, bank is not going to push. Bank also pushes the IRM data every day. Lastly, two rows in red, a word of cautioning. One is caution listing, where banks have been asked that if the shipping bill is pending for more than 2 years and the customer is not coming forward to either extend it or tell the bank that what is being done, whether payment has been received with some other bank, any litigation is there, delays are there, buyer is not paying, you need to extend that. If you are not doing it, then AD banks may refer the bill and the exporter to RBI for caution. Now, this caution listing is not bill wise. This caution listing is on an IC. So maybe I have changed the bank now and I'm ignoring the bank, or I'm not concerned about the bank where I have got 2 or 3 or 5 older shipping bills pending, maybe of 2018, 19 or 20. And I'm running my business in a good manner with the current bank. If that previous bank reports this and gets this caution listed, at IC level you are caution listed, so your business with the new bank also gets impacted. And what this order say? There is an order under FEMA issued by an official minimum DGM or GM level at RBI, which says you will only be allowed to export henceforth only when you have 100% advance payment or a letter of credit confirmed, otherwise not. So whenever these things are there, you'll have to get a letter from the bank saying that I have received $10,000, and then only the customs will allow shipment for that. Other than that, your shipping bills get frozen in the system. Please don't do that. Please monitor, please go back and see if you have any past banks. Because as a nature of business, if I get some better benefit, I am changing banks quite frequently. Every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Maybe limit ज़्यादा दे दिया, charges कम कर दिए, rate better लगा दिया, processes better हैं. I have a new connection there. Some relative has joined the new bank there. Anything could be there. I keep on changing. Large number of exporters, particularly MSMEs, would find that for if they are in the business for last 10 years, this might be maybe 75% of the people, we will find that this is their second or third bank in the 10th year. The next point, DOE reporting, Department of Enforcement, Enforcement Directorate, what we call. Banks have also been told that wherever you are not able to connect with the exporter, or wherever exporter is not able to explain to you the exact reasons, or supporting you, cooperating with you, or traceable, then you may report these entries to Enforcement Directorate directly. So largely banks are reporting payment pending cases, but public sector banks or some other banks, we have seen that they also report shipping bill pending data. Instead of giving in the caution listing, they directly report it to DOE. Now you are in the hands of some other regulator now. That regulator will ask you everything on that. So we need to monitor this caution listing and DOE reporting. There have been cases where people have received caution listing show cause notice, which has not been responded. And after 30 days or 45 days, you get an order from RBI on caution listing. We have seen exporters who get speed post letter from DOE. And then they say, sir, humko notice nahi mila. Please take care of those important letters which come at the desk at your registered office. Also, if you have changed your office, you need to change the address with the bank also. Everywhere, if you have not changed the address, then your order or caution listing order, etc., would go to some other office. Even the bank reminders would go to some other office where nobody sits. There is a lock. How do you monitor that? Please take care of that. So we will now move to recent updates. Although this update is of 2022, but I have brought it here as a recent update because every now and then we get questions on SRB. In 2022, RBI opened a new window for getting or maybe settlement of export and import through special rupee vostro accounts, thereby meaning that if a foreign bank opens an SRVA or special rupee vostro account with a bank in India, then whatever rupees are put there, maybe by way of import payments also, those rupees can be used for settlement of export proceeds. So taking cue from what we were importing large value oil from Russia, and we wanted to pay in rupees. So we started trying to convince Russians to accept rupees, and some transactions were done there, and that rupee payments were parked in SRV account of Russian banks here in India. Then these rupees could be used for payment of exports, which Indian exporters were doing to Russian counterparts, where invoices could be drawn in rupee. So wherever export and import rupees were invoices were drawn in rupee, and payments could be settled through SR. Now, till this time, drawing of rupee invoices and getting payment in rupees was not a part of any of the agenda of DGFT. DGFT said if you are drawing invoice in rupee, then you are not eligible for any of the incentives drawback under the DGFT regulation. But subsequently on September 22, they said that under this SRVA regime, if you are drawing invoice in rupee and getting payment through SRVA, then you will be eligible for all the policy benefits under the DGFT regime. What exactly this is? This is an additional arrangement for invoicing and payment. There has been no change. Earlier also, invoicing in rupee was allowed, invoicing in foreign currency was allowed. Payment through convertible rupee accounts was allowed, payment through convertible foreign currency was also allowed. This is only an additional convertible rupee account. Why? To reduce the dependence on hard currency. I gave you an example of Russian oil payments. Instead of making payment to them in dirham or even yuan, they were asking, we were not able to make in dollars. So we said we will park those rupees here and use these rupees to pay you through exports. We had a state credit earlier, when maybe immediately after independence, till 1960s also, we were importing large value of goods, arms and ammunition and support from Russia, and that was not repaid. So that was ultimately repaid through state credit, and this is almost similar to that one. This is a bank-to-bank. So a tie-up has to be there between a Russian bank or a foreign bank, foreign country bank and a bank in India, and they will be able to allow they will be able to open the account with the approval of Reserve Bank only. Now here, what is it? Export invoicing and INR is permissible, and payment through the SRV account is permissible now, subject to an agreement between the buyer and the seller. As an exporter, I want to draw an invoice in rupee, but whether my buyer is accepting this or not. Or as an importer, I want that you draw invoice in rupee, I will pay through SRVA. But whether the exporter in the other country is agreeing or not, that is another part of it. As per me, the last update, some 22 plus 1 countries are there. Bangladesh, Belarus, Botswana, Fiji, Germany, Guyana, Israel, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Malaysia, Maldives, Mauritius, Myanmar, New Zealand, Oman, Russia, Seychelles, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Uganda, and the UK, and the Australia. Some more than 20 banks, 95 plus accounts have been opened. Gupta sir said 100 plus accounts are there, maybe. And there is no specific list in the public portal, so updates are not regular. Now, in all these countries, so say take an example that if I'm exporting goods to, maybe if I'm importing goods from Singapore, so and if the supplier agrees, I can ask him to draw an invoice in rupees and park the payment in rupees with the bank which is having an SRV account here in India. Now, whenever I'm exporting goods to Singapore, if I'm able to convince my buyer, I will draw an invoice in rupee and ask him that you can ask your bank to get me the payment from the bank which is having the rupee funds here in India. So that is why how this will work. The next update is on foreign currency accounts abroad. Now, till now, whenever an exporter was opening an office abroad, they were allowed to open a foreign currency account abroad for maintenance of their office. Other than for my export collections, etc., if I wanted to open a foreign currency account, I had to put RBI for approval. RBI was considering such approvals on a case-to-case basis. Why I wanted to open an account there? So we know of some of the cases where such approvals were there, not now, but quite earlier also. This is the new dispensation where exporters have been allowed to open foreign currency accounts with overseas branches of AD banks. The State Bank of India has got several branches, ICICI has got several branches, Bank of Baroda has got several branches, UCO Bank has got several branches, various banks have got, HDFC has got, Axis has got, all those things. Bank of India, large number of branches. These accounts will be similar to EFC account what I have here in India. So as an exporter, I have an EFC account here in India. One for dollar, one for euro, one for yen, one for Hong Kong dollar, anything I could open. Multiple accounts. Or if I am into multiple banking arrangement or under consortium, I can have 5 EFC account in dollars with 5 different banks. Same bank I cannot have 5. Now what does the regulation say? FEMA 10R has been amended, which says a person resident in India being an exporter may open, hold, and maintain a foreign currency account with a bank outside India for realization of what facility I am giving for realizing your export proceeds. Every time somebody has to send money to India, you say, sir, $25 cut gaya. $20 deducted. No, you can save those $10 and ask your maybe buyer that you can put the money in my account in USA itself or Singapore itself or Hong Kong itself. For realization of the full value, export value and advance remittance, whatever money I receive for exports, I can get it into that account. These funds may be utilized by the exporter for paying imports. So I can draw from that account and pay within USA to USA instead of sending remittance from here, India. This is the facility there. What they further say, I can hold these funds for using for import, but I have to repatriate within a period not exceeding end of next month. The same conditions which are applicable to EFC have been made here. So if I receive some funds, say on 1st of February, I must and I can credit it to my saving the foreign currency account which I have recently opened with ICICI Bank, Dubai. Now I must utilize these funds for payment of my import related payables from that account, maybe in Dubai or anywhere else, by 31st of March. If I am not able to use those funds by 31st of March, I must repatriate those funds from Dubai to India and convert those funds. Conversion clause will be applicable in the same manner. The other facility which RBI has given is rupee accounts of persons resident outside. We just talked of SNRR account, special non-resident rupee account. Those multinationals or persons resident outside India who have business transactions, both imports and exports, with Indian counterparts, they are allowed to open rupee accounts here in India. The maximum tenor is 7 years as of now. Extensions could be granted after seeking. What the issue is, the multinational or the overseas party, say in Dubai or in USA, had to open a rupee account here in India. So they were required to approach the bank in India for giving instructions of debit, credit, whatever they wanted to do from their account. Now, this has been eased out. What it says now? It says that you can open an account abroad. A person resident outside India having business interest in India may open a special non-resident rupee account with any authorized dealer in India or its branch outside. This has been extended now. I can open an SNRR account with ICICI India or ICICI Dubai or ICICI Hong Kong or ICICI Singapore, anywhere. So what has happened now? A person within Singapore will be benefited by opening an account with ICICI Singapore. He has a better control there. Instead of every time approaching branch in India for his instructions, he has a better control. What does it say? This money can be used transfer of funds between repatriable rupee account. SNRR India to SNRR in foreign country or anywhere it can be done. Transfer between residents of ACU country. Now, till now, the understanding is that whenever I am doing export-import transactions with ACU countries other than Nepal, Bhutan, the currency used should be Asian currency, Union's currency, that is ACU dollars in particular. This amendment of 10th February 25, very recent one, which says in respect of payment from a resident in the territory of one participant country to the resident of the another participant country through ACU mechanism. Now, if the payment is between the parties involved who are the residents of ACU group, India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, other than Bhutan, Nepal. So Iran is also there. Bangladesh is also there. Then it should be routed through ACU mechanism. If it is not between the participants of two countries, then it can be in any freely convertible currency or as the manner specified by. The understanding here goes that even if the goods are going to Bangladesh, but the transaction is between a person who is a resident in Dubai, then I need not settle it under ACU. That is what the understanding goes. That is my understanding. These are the 9 countries: India, Bhutan, Nepal, only INR. Iran is out for ACU, out of ACU because of effects. So we have Bangladesh, Maldives, Myanmar, Pakistan. Another update on closure of small value export. RBI November 26 came out with a direction or internal communication to banks, which said that large number of shipping bills are now pending in EDPMS because of this e-commerce shipments being handled through courier, and courier now becoming part of EDPMS through ECCS route. Lakhs and lakhs of shipments are pending there that are not getting closed. The reason being that the banks want sufficient proof or specific documents to create IRM for rupee received in the exporter's account. RBI has relaxed this dispensation or given this a clear-cut relaxation, saying that in this regard, to address the large number of outstanding small value bills, it is advised that bank may close shipping bills up to $1,000 subject to certain conditions, that you are satisfied that this export related payment has been received, KYC, AML, etc. have been seen, export is not under investigation of any court or maybe other than maybe ED inquiry or anything is there, and this is valid up to 31st of March 2022. Hundreds and thousands of bills are getting closed with this easier dispensation across banks under some bulk process or maybe online process, Excel-based process, etc. Only thing the exporter needs to convince and give proof is that the payment has been received from PayPal, Payoneer, and Slido, which relates to export bill, and they are even not insisting on the FIRS, FIRC, etc. Let us move to the last part on budgetary announcement. Now, budget has been drawn largely, budget this 2025, has been drawn largely on 4 pillars: agriculture, MSME, investment, and exports. Now, how these all 4 pillars are impacting or will have an impact on exports. Agriculture, we have got a good share of agriculture which we are exporting and which we are looking at because it's a predominant activity which the country does. Agriculture will also, going forward, also be a major part that we want more better agriculture inputs to be used so that we are able to export more of the agriculture produces, refined, raw, whatever it is. And vegetables, fruits, already we know that large part of it is going on. Rice. MSME, because MSME is the backbone for the Indian industry. Even in export segment, more than 45% of the exports country's total exports is being done currently by MSME. Investment, because we need more investment in the areas to develop ports, roads, transportation, export hubs, and maybe certain more facilities that will also give boost to export. And those which are directly linked to exports, we will see how it is. Supporting MSMEs. Now, when we talk of supporting MSMEs, besides the definition which has been changed, which we'll see in the next slide, measures for labor-intensive sector. Now, leather sector, measures for toy sector, measures for food processing sector, all, even though not directly saying that this will go for exports, but it will ultimately give us a boost. Now, India, from being a large toy importer, has now become a large toy exporter also. Any benefit which is going to toy industry will go to export also. Similarly, leather products. What we are targeting, expected to facilitate employment for 22 lakh persons, export of our 1.1 lakh crore, generate turnover of 4 lakh crores total and 1.1 lakh crores of exports. Similarly, food processing also, National Institute of Food Technology, which will give us a boost in improving the quality of produce what we are getting. And that should be helpful in increasing exports also. The bigger game, reclassification of criteria for MSME. 2.5x for investment and 2x for turnover. So when we say that our total GDP contribution of 30% plus is there by MSME and 45% plus for exports by MSME, when we change this definition from 250 crores of turnover to 500 crores of turnover and 50 crores of investment to 125 crores of investment, these percentages are going to go up. Very conservative approach, taking that 60% of the exports now with the revised definition, when the data flows in with the revised definition, should be from MSME. Directly impacting the exports. Export promotion mission, sectoral ministerial targets to facilitate. Now, sector-wise and ministry-wise targets have been given. Also, easy access to export credit. So, RBI will definitely be on the banks to easily give the credit or ease the norms. Cross-border factoring support. We already have a couple of foreign institutions who are doing factoring in India, and also we now have a company in Gift City, an Exim Bank subsidiary which is into factoring now. And support to MSMEs to tackle non-tariff measures. So this is government to government level what they are doing. Bharat TradeNet, a digital infrastructure is going to be there. So it will ease the paperwork, and what we understand that 2 years down the lane, maybe our softwares like EDPMS or ICICI will also have the document uploading facility. National framework for global capacity centers. What we are doing, we are exporting our services. So maybe GCC's more better framework will be there in different states. And we already know now GCCs are not only in Bangalore or Hyderabad or Pune, Chennai, but in Noida, in Ahmedabad, in Indore, in Bhopal, in Jaipur, all those places are there. And for air cargo, specific warehousing facilities are being created. We are already there with our district as an export promotion plan, district as export hub, district export promotion plans are there, where collector is the monitoring agency. We are already going in for 28 or 30 plus export hubs for e-commerce. Already, maybe government is working on that. And first, we are likely to get in Delhi and then in Moradabad in Jaipur. So all those promotional activities will definitely give a boost to exports. And we are there to achieve our targets for 1,000 billion by 2030 in export of goods and 1,000 billion of exports of services by 2030. Unified trade platform, a unified platform for trade documentation and financing solution. The platform will be aligned with international practices. So this is one new idea which is going to come up through Bharat TradeNet. an outlay of 2250 crores to help MSMEs access export credit cross-border. Now, this is for the smaller ones, likely cheaper credit through the MSME department, etc. So, unfortunately, we have not found the budgetary support for interest subvention or interest subsidy, but maybe the other measures, through other measures, government is definitely going to support that. So this is all from my side. These are my details. You may take down the details in case of any future need. Post this seminar anywhere. You can just send me a WhatsApp or an email on the details given. And as given in my introduction, we also run a unit to support the exporters, importers, and other users of FEMA and RBI guidelines on their various regulatory issues relating to EDPMS, IDPMS, write-off, FDI, ODI, ECB, etc. So thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, IFAI, ICICI for bringing me here. And thank you all. And
Excellent, excellent, Gaurang sir.
learning,
Excellent,
you see,
Gaurang sir.
you must create a passion for learning and happy exporting. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Excellent, Gaurang sir. You have explained very nicely what is the role of the FEMA in export. So government RBI already set up local currency settlement arrangement. Country like UAE, Indonesia, Maldives to facilitate cross-border trade in rupees through the local banks. Further, as Gaurang sir already mentioned, Union budget allotted rupees 2,250 crore for an export promotions. Mission focusing on the easy access to the export credit, cross-border factoring, export, and helping SME. As he already mentioned, the definition of the SME undergo a change. The investment, if you have a investment in plant and machinery of 125 crore rupees, are considered to be SME sectors. And the turnover should be 500 crore rupees if there. So with the change of definition, the export credit, export contribution, you can say for SME sector, may touch more than 60%. Beside the GDP, contribution may also go up. Excellent, Gaurang sir, you have explained very nicely from the pre-shipment credit assessment to your FEMA. This is a long journey which we have covered in our 10th or 11th webinar. I think will go a long way for the benefit of the entrepreneurs. Even the bankers are also happy with this type of the first type of webinar undertaken by the Association for Financial Advisor and Research in India, which is benefiting to the entrepreneurs. Even entrepreneurs are likely asking us for the ICICI Bank and other bank who are supporting for the export credit. So now I'm coming to Madam Joshi. He is trade SME in charge at ICICI Bank. Madam, welcome you on behalf of the Association for Financial Advisor and Research in India. To give your thought, what type of facilities are being offered to our entrepreneur by the ICICI Bank? Especially the FEMA we have already covered, and export credit, I think within a last 10 webinar, we tried to cover it and must be getting a good feedback from the entrepreneurs, and some entrepreneur might be approaching your bank for credit facilities. So give your thought, madam, please.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, every participant of this webinar. So Gaurang sir has very well explained about various FEMA provisions and also updates in that act. Whatever are the recent amendments in that act, that is very well explained by Gaurang sir. So thank you, Gaurang sir, for that. So now I will quickly take you through various digital solutions which are available to importers and exporters in ICICI Bank. Actually, due to some network issues, access issues, I'm not able to join from laptop, and I have joined from mobile. So you may experience some of the disconnection from my end, but I'll try to keep myself connected throughout the session. So just give me one moment. I hope I'm audible, sir.
You're audible, madam. Please carry on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, as an importer or exporter, you must have faced some challenges in the business. Like some challenges are given over here. Like you have to run against time to submit the documents in the branch, or you must be wondering exactly whom or exactly which user you should contact at branch, or exactly which employee you should contact at branch who can guide you, or exporters or importer must have been levied with high transaction charges, or sometimes customers may also seek specialist advisory services, and sometimes you must be anxious to get the swift copy or advice copy of your executed transaction, and you also must be seeking some pre and post transaction compliance support for your executed transaction. To overcome all these challenges, ICICI Bank has come up with one digital solution, which is called Trade Online. And along with Trade Online, there are various digital applications or solutions are there. We will see them in next slides. Yeah. So first digital solution is a most comprehensive portal for a trade transaction. It is called Trade Online. So it is basically one-stop solution for import and export transaction. The features that it offers, we will see in next slide. In this slide, we will see another features of various Trade Online platforms. So next feature is turnaround time. So if customer initiates transactions through us, then there is defined turnaround time, which is called TAT. So say, for example, if customer initiates inward remittance with ICICI Bank, it gets settled within 1 hour. If BG issuance is initiated, that is bank guarantee, if all documents or all supportings are complete in all respects, then it gets issued in 3 hours. And if customers initiate outward remittance, it gets settled within 5 hours. There is one innovative product which is basically offered to exporters, that is export packing credit in instant disbursement form. We will see in detail in next slides. There is also one more product available is bank guarantee issuance. It is paperless BG issuance, where customers get electronic BG with e-signatures and e-stamp. There is one trade account, trade variant account, which is called One Globe Trade Account. So features of this account is pricing. They can choose account number as well. Account number starting with 7777 or 6666. They get dedicated relationship manager also to handle the queries with this account, and customers get fungibility between minimum account balance and monthly throughput as well. At capital account services side, so capital account are basically foreign direct investments and overseas direct investments, FDI and ODI. So to facilitate these transactions also, we have a pre-verification portal. Customers can also get one dedicated desk, one dedicated helpline to resolve all their queries. At Forex solution side, we have hedging solutions and settlement in 20 plus currencies. Customers also get treasury research report on WhatsApp, and they can also book rates through through InstaBase application. We can move to next slide. Yeah. So as I earlier explained, the Trade Online platform is a most comprehensive platform which is offered to importers and exporters of ICICI Bank. So at export side, exporters can settle inward remittance through Trade Online. They need not visit the branches to get their transaction or get their inward remittance settled. Export bill regularization, that is matching of shipping bill with inward remittance, can also be initiated through this platform. Export packing credit, that is EPC and PCFC, can also be applied on this platform. Customers can also lodge export collection bills, and they can also receive bank guarantee through this platform. At import side, import payments can be done. Import bill regularization, that is matching of outward remittance vis-a-vis bill of entry, can also be done through this platform. No need to visit the branch and no need to invest the time to visit the branch. So this can be also done on trade online. Letter of credit can also be applied. Import collection bills can also be lodged on this trade online, and service payments, so basically which are A2 payments, that also can be initiated through this platform. We can move to next slide. Yeah, so there are some unique features of this platform. Some of them are mentioned over here. So customers get pre-filled application, so they need not fill in repeated information for every transaction. They get payment, they can schedule their payments as well. So for example, if any customer wants to initiate the import payment like on weekly basis or monthly basis, they can schedule accordingly. Bill regularization, also the functionality which I earlier explained. Customers get single view dashboard of all the transactions, and they can get custom alert also. If the senior management of the company or the client is not having bandwidth to execute the transaction or to view the executed transaction and download the advices, they can get no account view also, where the accounts department or any user from the account departments from client's end can view this executed transaction advice copy. Customers also get virtual guidance. So basically it is a step-by-step guidance available on raising digital transaction. There is master vault option is also there, where documents which are recurring in nature, which are used in this transaction, can be stored in this platform. And customers also can book deal online, and instant EFC conversion can also be made through this platform. We can move to next slide, sir. Yeah. So in second slide, I had mentioned about trade specific current accounts, which is OGT account, where there are mainly 4 features. Like customers get preferential pricing, they can choose their account number, they get dedicated relationship manager for this OGT account, which is One Globe Trade account. So along with these accounts, there are some 3 types of trade account which can be opened with ICICI Bank. So first is EFC account. In ICICI, EFC account can be opened in 24 currencies. So EFC account mainly offers safeguard against exchange rate movements to the customer. So customer need not convert the foreign currency in INR till next month end. The units which are based in special economic zone, which is SEZ units, they can open special foreign currency account, which is SFC account. And currently they can be opened in 18 currencies with ICICI Bank. And customers which are mainly dealing with diamonds, trading in diamonds or precious jewelry items, they can open diamond dollar account. And it is available in USD currency currently with ICICI Bank. We can move to next page. Yeah, there is one more innovative solution. It is Insta EPC facility. So Gupta sir has also mentioned about MSME sector provision in recent budget. So in ICICI Bank, the eligible EPC customers can get instant export packing disbursement up to rupee 250 crore as per their eligibility limits. And they can apply this instant EPC facility through trade online or from branches as well. And of course, since this is a EPC facility, and this facility can also help customers to avail various benefits or incentives. So there are two main conditions which should be fulfilled to avail this facility. So first of all, customers should have running account facility and not order-based facility. And export orders should not be pending for greater than 30 days. And if the EPC limit that they require is less than 7.5 crores, they should not have legal entity identifier in place. So this is, I would say, this is most innovative solution at ICICI Bank. And there is one more platform, web-based platform available to various importers and exporters, which is called Trade Emerge. So this is basically one-stop solution for all trade-related needs of importers and exporters. As a new importer or exporter, everyone struggles with various applications, like right from applying for import exporter code or applying for a trade license to DGFT, if the goods imported or exported are under restricted category. So these options are available on Trade Emerge platform. If the customer is ICICI Bank customer, they get 10% discount also to use this platform. The second feature of this platform is customers can discover buyers and sellers across the globe. So in this platform, there is a database of more than 15 million buyers and sellers across the globe. These can be verified also through this platform. And there are some logistic solutions also available where customers can check and track various logistic solutions, and they can book their freight and courier also. Customers can also avail various insurance facilities like marine transit insurance, group health insurance, property insurance, and workman compensation insurance. And since this is a trade, every importer and exporter must comply with guidelines of various regulatory bodies. So in Knowledge Hub tab of Trade Emerge, importers and exporters can refer these various guidelines as well. So this is a one-stop solution for all importers and exporters at ICICI Bank. So that is all from my end, sir. If anyone is having query specific to ICICI Bank, I'm just putting my email in chat box. So if I get the query, I'll surely try to resolve it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent, madam. Excellent, madam. You have covered very nicely the digital solution from your bank. And turnaround times is very less. Innovative products you are mentioning about, and payment scheduling, bill regulations, and online booking deals. I think these are the major aspects that ICICI Bank is offering to the entrepreneurs. Even entrepreneur can avail the services of ICICI Bank. Madam, there is one question from the audience. If you can reply, or Gaurang sir can reply. We are mentioning about
I'll take those questions, sir. There are a couple of questions in the chat box.
Yes.
The first one says that if we accept payment through online payment, OPGSP, PayPal, Payoneer, our AD Bank, ICICI Bank don't close shipping bill against that export bank. Export bank said if we receive payment in international currency like dollar, euro, then they can close. So sir, the requirement here is that the bank will close, or bank should close when you get the payment through OPGSP. Only the need is to, when the payment is sent by PayPal, Payoneer, their banker does not specify that this is an export payment. So they need an FIRS normally, but if your bills are below 1,000, I think under the relaxed process, bank will do it. You please get in touch with either Linata, or you can send an email or maybe details to me. We will take up the matter with the branch. Maybe you are against, or you are sitting with somebody who does not know the process or is not from the trade side. All the branches, maybe if ICICI has got more than 5,500 branches, only 5,500 branches will be there who will be having, where they will be having a trade desk. And as such, the response given by somebody is not correct, can be done, and this should be done. Please get in touch with me. or Linata on the email given. The
Yeah,
other
Gaurang
thing
sir,
is,
as you correctly said, we have process of closing shipping bills of value less than 1,000 in a simplified manner. And of course, if customer has received inward remittance for all these bills, we will be able to surely close these bills. So I would suggest, I would ask participant to send me the email of their case, describing the case in detail. So I'm putting my email ID also here in chat box in just 1 or 2 minutes. So a particular participant can get in touch with me. So I can guide him the correct process.
the other somebody has suggested, can all of us together approach RBI or the government to exempt shipping bill closing process for bills under 1,000? Now, sir, what is this shipping bill closing process actually? How do you monitor those shipments? If you stop monitoring, closing is one thing. Then we are also closing the monitoring part. How the government will know that all those shipments which are less than $1,000, where payment has been received or not? The value or the volume of shipments which are going under maybe this e-commerce mode now, it runs into lakhs of parcels. It is not 10 parcels for you or 50 parcels for me or 300 parcels for somebody else. It is lakhs of parcels which are being handled by postal department or the DHL courier service or the other couriers for that matter, and or maybe the shipment mode also. So this monitoring under FEMA is required, and we are all supposed to bring in the money, and RBI has been given responsibility to monitor this. So I am afraid they may not consider such a request of maybe not monitoring it. Maybe whatever bottlenecks are there in closing of these bills, or maybe by way of maybe the creation of IRM and etc. This is one method which has been brought in, and it has more or less settled now. Now, even for the courier and other things, I would, during my career and after that, would have done thousands of bills for one customer. I am still having one customer which is having got 17,000 bills pending, and we are working on it. It is all smooth. It is not like that it is difficult. Maybe only the connection or the approach with the bank or bank's approach towards you needs to be seen. Maybe all banks are not doing in the same manner, but I can assure you banks are doing. And if you are still finding an issue, you would have taken down my details. Please get back to me. I'll assist you or I'll support you. Now, the third query is that this is regarding sending free samples. What are the FEMA guidelines? Now, free samples can be sent, but up to what value? So your bank should give you an GR waiver form for allowing you to export samples. Status holders are allowed, other than gems and jewelry. Pharmaceuticals are allowed. Free samples are allowed. The customs also, I was just looking in between that whether customs has any got restrictions. No, they will only want a GR waiver approval from your bank, and according to that you can do it. Just approach your bank how you are allowed to send free samples. Why government is not focused on e-commerce export issues? Sir, I would not be able to say yes or no, because you have directly said that government is not focused. But wherever I go on various forums through FIO or through the banking system, they are trying to reduce the bottlenecks or issues relating to that. And in that bandwagon, I know DGFT themselves conducting number of seminars, learning seminars, focusing seminars for only on e-commerce. And I told that they are also going to have an e-commerce export hubs in some 28 or 30 places, where I think one Ahmedabad is there, Jaipur is there, Moradabad is there, Delhi of course is there, Noida, all those different places is there. They are also working on reducing the friction in submission of documents or maybe monitoring of documents and payments. And because of this, I think this $1,000 window has come up as a testing phase. But remember that even if you are exporting through e-commerce, FEMA is applicable to us. We are responsible to government because we are exporting the wealth of the country. So we must produce an evidence that money has come in. And that evidence is to be produced to RBI or their agents as banks. What is shipping bill regulation charges or to e-commerce exporter if there are special approved rates? Now, on the charges front, everything has been relaxed by Reserve Bank of India. Even the government does not say on charges. It will depend upon how much volume you are giving to the bank, what is your overall relationship, etc. I know banks have been asking 2,000 rupees for a bill also, and banks are there who are doing it 100 or 50 rupees also. So you need to have a connect with your bank to find out which is the cheapest bank, which is the best. Don't only go by cheapest. If you go by cheapest and then the bank does not process your bills even after doing 100 rupees, then also you are gone. So you have to balance for your charges with your banks yourself. You can connect with me if you find any further difficulty on that. I am a FATCA professional. I can apply for foreign exchange audit. Sir, for me, this is out of syllabus question, so I may not be able to respond to that. We may engage separately if maybe I will be able to. On foreign exchange audit, you need to talk to banks. I am not sure if banks are getting FATCA audit separately. It is a part of their concurrent or statutory audit only, or they have their KYC AML audits within there. But you may approach banks or central audit departments to find out more questions. The question is about for less than $1,000 value. Sir, $1,000, it seems that it's only $1,000. But you multiply it by 1 lakh. What is the total foreign exchange which the country's goods are going out? Every month, thousands of pieces are going out, $20 to $400. Shirts, skirts, handicrafts, maybe edible items. Somebody said 25 million worth of papad has been exported last year. It is all gone in small bits and bits, $40, $20, $30. This cannot escape the radar. We are responsible to the country. I cannot stop using diesel or petrol, or I cannot stop fascination for gold, or I cannot stop the army to have the better armaments. That is why we need to earn foreign and report it to. To close CSB 5 shipping bills, the banks are asking a lot of documents. What is your suggestion? So only 3 documents are required. One is your commercial invoice. One is your transport document, that is courier receipt. And third one is a copy of CSB 5. If CSB 5 copy is not available, even the banks would not ask you for that, because those details, they are already captured in the EDPMS. The fourth document is required is a proof of payment. If you have received payment in foreign currency, IRM is already done. If you have received payment in rupee, you need to produce FIRS or the details, PayPal, Payoneer, how you have received the payment. 4 or 5 documents, and one maybe their request letter, because any FEMA transaction cannot be done without request letter and FEMA declaration. AD banks charges are so much to clear paper. They are asking 200 to 1500 plus GST, since value is only $10. So you will have to negotiate with the banks for smaller value or overall package to see that how you can adjust in your own business with the banks. AD bank charging penalty if paper not clear, and penalties are like, yes. Penalties are there because they are responsible. If your shipping bill is not closed in 12 months or 9 months, then they are being pulled up by the RBI. So in that matter, they have started levying penalties, and that's why I said, please abide by your timelines. Don't wait for 9 months. If you want any help on your overdues, just talk to bankers, ex-bankers, consultants, people around you. Your chartered accountants must know that why shipping bill is pending for 9 months, the payment is already received in advance. Why advance payment is pending? Because the shipment was made in the first month itself. Millions of dollars, billions of dollars lying as advance payment, and billions of dollars shipping bill pending, even though payment has been received, but it's not being closed. In case of foreign agent gives us export order and makes payment too, but wants the goods to be delivered to his buyer, bank asks us to submit third party. Sir, if your order says your order has been given by A in Dubai, the goods are to be supplied to B in Singapore. Why that order does not have the name of Singapore? You mention it there, it will not be a third party. You mention in the order, you declare in the shipping bill also. Similarly, you declare as a notify party A in B as a consignee in BL, A as a notify party in BL. Bank will not ask. Why banks are asking? Because in the document there is no correlation between A and B. The bank will ask, and bank has to do it because otherwise this could be a money laundering case also, very purely. That is why banks are afraid in doing such cases. And letterhead writing, anybody, sir, I can create 10 letterheads and give you anything in writing. Letterhead writing is nothing. There has to be supportive proof. You should get a declaration or a statement from the buyer's banker in in the country stating that this is the order. Revise all the documents and give it. I think the questions are over, sir. Let me see again if anything. Couple of more questions. For one of my exports, the buyer used wrong purpose code. Now can I can't contact buyer now. How do I get the BRC? Sir, you will have to seek the guidance from your banker. If still not able to do, but how you are not able to connect with your buyer, maybe I still will have to see that why this cannot be corrected. And we can examine it. Talk to your banker to seek and guidance that what can best can be done. Change of purpose code nowadays requires the RBI approval for each case beyond some 3 months or so. What is the document for service exports in place of shipping bill? Only a declaration and chartered accountant certificate. RBI must come up with some guidelines regarding maximum charges. Sir, for this, I think exporters need to go through their export promotion councils or promotion bodies, their respective trade bodies, and approach RBI or the related regulatory authority if there are issues relating to higher charges. In case of e-commerce export, the payment realization is 50% of the platform fees. Yes, this is a problem there because the platform will charge everything on advertising, packing, everything there, and you get very less payment. You'll have to manage that how you want to adjust this. We have been doing this for a couple of clients and we have been successful in doing this. Talk to your bank to write off that 50%. Somebody is anonymous attending. Ideally should not respond, but please put your name there. There is no harm in giving your name. In CBSS shipping will only consignee ship to party name mentioned. What if we have two different parties like ship to bill to? Talk to your courier company where to mention two party names. Without that, the bank will not do it. Got this question again, I think, from Mr. Deepen. I have already submitted related documents within 30 days from the shipping bill. I keep getting emails from the bank. Sir, you may get in touch with ICICI Bank again. Linata has shared her email ID on chat box. Please check it from there. And I think let me take it at.
I have shared my email ID, sir, on that query as well.
Madam, chat access is not there to all participants, so I will respond this gentleman here with your email ID. Wherever ICICI Bank issues are there, I will respond to them on the Q&A chat.
Yeah, actually, I have answered 4 questions related with ICICI Bank.
So I think, sir, with this, all the questions have been responded. Very good, 15 questions today. All questions responded, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Today, I think webinar, I think we get the maximum question.
Yes.
It appears that the people are taking much interest in your webinar and asking so many questions, and relating to ICICI Bank, also so many questions are there. We're very happy. So before I close the session, I'm thankful to my team, Resurgent and Association for Financial Advisor team, Mr. Rajan, Mr. Ankit, Mr. Ayush, Mr. Lokesh, Devashish, and Vishwas, who are the main architect for this webinar. I think today, question seems that there are so many interests has been already created among the entrepreneurs who are asking so many questions. I think this is the first webinar where we are getting the 15th question. Although we are getting it through our mails, through our posts also. Okay, we are thankful to all the participants for their questions and listening to the views of our learned friends, Mr. Gaurang and Madam Joshi. So at the end, I'm thankful to all participants, ICICI Bank and my team members. Thank you very much for all the support they have given to me to hold this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Gupta sir, for leading another good webinar and all the eminent speakers. Our next webinar is slated on 21st of March on the topic of handling follow-up and recovery of export receivables with required documentations. So see you all in the next webinar on 21st of March.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.